In a time when faith was dangerous and truth was punished, a small group of young believers made a choice that would echo through history. Their story isn't one of armies or kings, but of quiet courage, and it's preserved forever in the Qur'an. As Ashab al-Kahf, the people of the cave. They lived under a tyrannical ruler who demanded loyalty not only to his throne, but to false gods. To believe in Allah alone was seen as rebellion. These young men weren't scholars or prophets. They were ordinary believers, living through an extraordinary test. Yet Allah chose them to show the world that faith doesn't require power, only sincerity. As the Qur'an says, "Indeed, they were youths who believed in their Lord, and we increased them in guidance." These young men held fast to the oneness of Allah, while their entire society bowed to idols and human authority. They faced a difficult choice. Staying silent would slowly erode their faith, but speaking out could cost them their lives. So they chose a third path: withdrawal, for the sake of belief. This wasn't cowardice. It was wisdom. They gathered in secret, reminding one another of the ultimate truth, that Allah alone deserves worship, and that falsehood, no matter how powerful it seems, eventually collapses. They questioned the very foundation of their society's beliefs, asking, "These, our people, have taken gods other than Him. Why do they not bring for them a clear authority?" With hearts full of both fear and trust, they fled their city and sought refuge in a cave. It was dark, cold, and uncertain, but they understood something profound. A cave with faith is safer than a palace without Allah. Inside that darkness, they made a powerful prayer, a dua that has echoed through the centuries. "Our Lord, grant us mercy from yourself and guide us rightly in our affair." And Allah responded, not by immediately removing their danger, but by placing them into a deep, miraculous sleep. A sleep so long that generations passed while they remained untouched and protected. For over 300 years, time moved forward outside their refuge. Empires rose and fell. Societies changed completely, while their bodies rested, preserved by Allah's divine care. The Qur'an beautifully describes how Allah turned them from side to side so their bodies would undecay, and how the sunlight entered the cave in just the perfect measure, never harming them. This wasn't a random event. It was a sign of divine power and mercy, as the verse says, "And you would think them awake while they were asleep." That was from the signs of Allah. When they finally awoke, they were disoriented. They thought they had only slept for a day, or maybe just part of a day. The immediate feeling of hunger led one of them to venture back into the city to buy food, holding the old silver coins they had. But the city he returned to was not the one he had left. The coins he carried were ancient artifacts. The people he met spoke differently, dressed differently, and most importantly, the danger that once threatened their belief was gone. The entire society had changed. It had transformed not because the young men fought a physical battle, but because Allah is the ultimate controller of time, power, and truth. Their incredible story was then revealed to the new generation of believers, not to satisfy a curious mind, but to teach humanity's timeless lessons that are just as relevant today as they were then. So, what do we learn from the people of the cave? First, we learn that faith may require isolation before it brings transformation. Sometimes, stepping away from a corrupt or negative environment is the most powerful act of resistance you can perform. It's about protecting your heart and principles when the world tries to compromise them. Second, youth is not an excuse for weakness. It is a source of strength. Allah honored these young believers who stood firm on their principles when perhaps even their elders had given in. Their story is a powerful reminder to every young person that your conviction and sincerity have immense value in the sight of Allah. Third, time does not weaken the truth. Falsehood may seem dominant for years, even for centuries, but truth always resurfaces. It has an inherent power that can't be extinguished. The story proves that what is right will eventually prevail, even if we don't live to see it ourselves. And fourth, and perhaps most importantly, true protection comes from Allah, not from our circumstances. A simple cave became a divine sanctuary because Allah's presence was there. It teaches us that no matter how vulnerable our situation seems, if we place our trust in Him, He can turn any weakness into strength and any danger into safety. As the Qur'an reminds us, and whoever relies upon Allah, then He is sufficient for him. In a world where faith is often hidden, mocked, or compromised just to fit in, the people of the cave remind us that Allah sees our quiet belief, even when no one else does. You might feel alone in your values. You might feel surrounded by social pressure to conform. You might feel that holding on to your faith means losing out on comfort, status, or friendships. But remember this story. Remember that Allah protected belief in the darkness of a cave, and He can protect it in the quiet corners of your heart today. The people of the cave never sought fame or recognition. All they wanted was to protect their relationship with their Lord. Yet Allah immortalized their story in His final revelation to mankind. They hid their faith from the world, and in turn, Allah revealed their story to the entire world. And that is the beautiful promise of sincere belief. What is hidden for the sake of Allah is never, ever lost. It is cherished, protected, and honored in ways we can't even imagine. Thank you for watching. If this story resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe for more content that inspires the heart and mind. See you in the next video.